Hello guys, thanks for watching Stizzable here with a little, help for you if you need it. This is on Serif Drawplus ×4. It's a really good program for animation and such. So today we're going to be looking at StopFrame animation on this. So you can either have one of these where you can make small animations, a little icon, whatever, landscape, which is basically the same thing. Or what I like to do to make my usual animations is I go on custom page setup and then I go on wide and you get a nice big picture to work with. Although you can change the pixels if you want up here, around here, or you can change the margins if you want. And so we're going to press OK, and then we get that lovely empty canvas that we can work with. Okay, so now we start off with this arrow pointer tool. It can do anything, it can select, it can do all the basic things. So, then we've got this tool, which, say, if we draw a box by going here, making it as big as possible, or big as we want, we can press on the white arrow, and it brings us onto this thing, which is different for each shape, because you can choose which shape you put on there. You've got a circle, a pentagon, polygons and everything, arrows, everything's there. And then with every shape, you can change them some way. So with this, you can make the corners rounder, or you can make them have a sort of quarter circle thing. So we're just going to make them rounder. So you have that over there. And now you have this drawing pencil tool, which can be very useful. But to make it not look that shabby, what I always do is I always bring the brush up to about 2.2, make the joints rounded, and make the caps rounded as well. And so you have this sort of lovely little line, instead of having it on the default like this and having it a bit like this, which is a bit scruffy, I think, in my opinion, like that. I think that looks a lot more polished up than that one. So we're just going to delete that one, and so we have that line. Now we can make other things, of course. So you can start off with making a face if you want. So make a circle sort of shape. I'm not very good at drawing, but there you go. And then you've got the eyes, which we're going to use this circle tool to get onto this little bar. You go on that, click the arrow, and then you've got this whole choice. So we're going to click the circle and put the eyes around here. Of course, you may want it completely circle type and not, skewed, but you can do that by keeping down Shift and then dragging along to make it, and it becomes perfectly round. So there we go, we have the eye. Then we can keep Control down and then drag it across to make another one. And so we're going to make that one smaller. Oh, Control Z to go back. Make this one smaller, but still rounded. Keep that one there. And then we can go over to here to colour and change the colour of it. So we can make it red, or we can make it black. For now we're going to go with black. We can also change the outline as well by clicking on this here and changing it to red or white or anything. You have this whole colour circle around here. But for now we're going to go for black. So there we have the basic shapes. Now we have the paintbrush tool, which can be very useful. It gives you this sort of brush type look, like that. Of course we can change it. We can change the colour, say to red if we wanted to. So I'm going to go back to brown. Go for a brown, and then we'll give him some hair. There we go. Not great, but of course you can spend more time on it. I'm just rushing here. So that's the paintbrush tool. Now we have the pen tool, which I quite like, to be honest. So we can make a little thing, a little line, like this by dragging it out. And then what we can do is, we can make other lines, and you can make very cool shapes with this. So I'm just gonna drag it out, and see, you can make quite interesting shapes, to be honest. I think it's a brilliant tool, to be honest. And so we're gonna leave that for now. In fact, it's not really got anything to do with our picture, so we're just gonna delete it. And drag over there and delete. Okay, so now we have the connector tool. Not very useful. I mean, it's not a vital part of any kind of animation or drawing. So what you basically can do is, actually, we're going to leave that for now. I'll bring up another one for this. So next we have the freeform paint tool, which is just like the paint tool, except it's a bit different. See, with the paintbrush tool, it creates a kind of stroke, and so with this one, it makes like a literal paint. So like, we can change the color of that to red or yellow. We just have to click on it. There we go, yellow with a red outline. So we can do anything we want with that, actually. So then we also have the erase tool, which I'm sure you can guess what to do here. Cut through and it erases. Oh, well, it's supposed to. There we go, the erase tool. So now you've got some kind of ribbon, shall we say? There's our ribbon. Next we have the knife tool, which you can dissect things with. I'm going to click on that. And there we go. Now we can dissect anything with this. It's really such a useful tool. I mean, you can use Photoshop and all these other Adobe programs, but they may have a knife tool, but this one is really simple to use. You can just use it on anything, really. So then we have all these shapes and everything. So now we kind of need a mouth. So instead of going on shapes, actually, yeah, we will go on shapes. Let's go on shapes. We can make a quick corner, make it completely straight, turn it up a bit. Then we'll use the white tool and make it a bit like that. Make it like that. Maybe even do that. And now, with a bit of shrinking, we've got a face, kind of. So that's our little face. We can just delete the paint strokes here, delete the square because it's irrelevant, and there we go, the face. So now you might want to animate this face. So to animate things, you're just basically going to get a picture, or, you know, as you get advanced, a bigger picture, a better picture. So now we're going to go to clone frame and clone the frame. Then maybe we want the animation to do something. We want the picture to do something. So we'll have to decide on that beforehand. But now I'm just improvising. So how about we make the head turn clockwise? There we go. And so as you see from clicking on each frame, he turns his head. You don't want to make it that much because it'll be jumpy, and you don't want that. And so you might also want to press the onion skinning button so you can see what you've done beforehand. But when we're doing a simple animation such as this, we don't really need it. So now you can clone another frame and do it all over again. Just working fast here. So there we go. And then if we wanted to get back to its original position, we double click on here, on the cross arrows. So double click and it goes back to its original position. So now we have our animation, we can preview it. And there we go, that's what it looks like, the animation. And as you can see, that took 10 seconds. And what we did was alright. I mean, we can do much more than this on this program. So maybe if you've made a mistake and say you don't want that frame in, you can press the delete frame button, which, as it's called, can delete the frame. So now we can also insert a new frame. So we are going to insert a new frame, which makes a blank canvas, unlike copying it, and then we're going to go to the artistic text tool. So what we do is we drag it and make it bigger. This is a lot better than a text box because you can really do a lot more with this. So say, made by Peter Stirrup. My name. There we go. We might want to change the text. I'm quite a fan of Appleboy. It's quite a fun little text that suits me, kind of. So there we go. Now we've got that. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to clone that for a couple of times, just so we can see it at the end. Just so it doesn't come on for 0.1 seconds, and we don't have a chance to see it at all. So now previewing it, made by Peter Stirrup. See? It's brilliant. So that's basically the basics of StopFrame animation on Serif Drawplus. That's it really. And oh, of course, once you're done, you can press File and Export. And you can export it as a video, as CAD-CAM for CAD-CAM, or as an image. So we're going to export it as an image. Say we want it an animated GIF, we could change the pixels, we can make it completely our own, estimate the download time, transparent, anything. And then we press export. But I don't really want to export this at the minute. It usually takes about a couple of minutes depending on your processor size. So that's basically it. Oh, and also, if you want to see the text, if you want to see more about text and how to change it in Serif Drawplus and Serif Drawplus, just see my other kind of help video. Anyway, that's it for now. Subscribe for more. See ya.